What is the feeling, and what is the kind of numbers that you're seeing there, raw?
Well, the best thing to do, because I can't possibly count the size of this crowd, is simply to show you, Chris. I want you to take a look that way, and then my photographer is going to do an entire sweep. We're basically in the shadow of the Capitol, and what you see here is a giant grassroots gathering. You can see for yourself the size of this crowd. It's a very diverse crowd. I'm seeing a lot of varying ages, moms, kids. I even saw a woman carrying her baby. You see women who marched in the 1970s for equality then, and they are back here doing it now. What we're anticipating is that we're going to see some speakers, about 50-plus speakers, women from Gloria, Steinem, who echo the 1970s, to women today like Scarlett Johansson. And then this entire crowd is going to spin and march that way. It's a 2-mile march, and they are going to end near the ellipse. And so what we're expecting is it to be very peaceful, but a sizable crowd. You mentioned how big is this? We can't count, but we can tell you that organizers here anticipate 250,000 plus women, with 600 sister marches happening in cities across the country. Allison?
Okay, Kyung, keep bringing us all of the developments from there, if you would. Thank you very much. We want to bring in now two of the organizers for today's march. We have Pam Campos-Palma, an Air Force veteran and the organizer of the Women's Vet March, and Margaret Huang. She's the executive director of Amnesty International, who is co-sponsoring the Women's March today in D.C. Ladies, thanks so much for being here.
Thanks for having us.
Pam, explain the mission of this march today.
It's quite simple, and it's quite aligned, right? Women are present. Women have been leaders and contributors throughout history at every single juncture, and we are no longer to be made invisible. And I think we're going to see that here today in our sheer numbers and in all of the issues that will be represented.
But what does that mean? Is this connected to Mr. Trump's presidency? And if so, how do you feel that Donald Trump has made you invisible?
Frankly, this is bigger than Donald Trump. This is bigger than this administration, right? And it's more about what we are for than what we are against. Populist fascism has been spreading around the globe, and this is just a breakthrough for us to do that here in the United States. And this administration has really pushed us to show our voices, show our strength.
This very step where we're standing is where one of the most important persons in history for the future of nonviolence stood to say, "I have a dream." To introduce a very special guest. His name is Lester Kurtz, and is professor of sociology at the George Mason University.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, and welcome to Washington. 503 years ago, Mahatma Gandhi started a march that we joined today. It was a march for freedom from violence, dedicated to the proposition that all humans are created equal, that we can settle our differences without violence. Turn your backs on greed and unlimited acquisition. Turn around and march with us toward a world filled with justice and nonviolence.
One of those marchers who was here from the very beginning in New Zealand and will be following the march for its 93 days is Isabelle Bourgeois. She is from Switzerland.
Thank you very much, Nicole, and all the organizers of this World March for Peace and Nonviolence in America. We are really, really touched by all your efforts. And I'm especially moved to be here today in Washington. It's a very special to me because I'm born in Washington, actually. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
His name is Josh Steiber. He was an infantryman for 14 months, been traveling the country, walking, biking tour of the U.S. and recently returned after 6 months talking to people all across the country about his personal experience in the promotion of nonviolence as the way out. Thank you, Josh.
Thank you. All right. Well, I guess it's with mixed emotions that I speak today after hearing the announcement and all the talk that led up to it about the surge in Afghanistan. Being part of the surge in Iraq myself, I wish that more lessons would have been learned, and I think now is an opportunity for us to potentially strive for peace and not try to take shortcuts through violence. And in the process, violence duplicates more violence. And I actually have a message from a friend of mine who lives in and is from Afghanistan and does peace organizing there. And he put out a statement through his project called Our Journey to Smile, and you can Google that. And he said more troops increase hate and make us less secure. And he also said that terror cannot cut the roots of terror, and blood cannot wash away blood. Thank you.
Thank you for those beautiful words.
Thank you, Nicole. It's really extraordinary to be in this place where that message which has inspired the world emanated from, right just here. I have a dream. On this spot, 46 years ago, Martin Luther King spoke about a dream of a new world, a world of justice, a world of freedom, a world of brotherhood, a world that has finally overcome discrimination and its close companion, violence. And to make our contribution to building the new world, a world with liberty and justice for all.
Great.
Thank you.
Has been the leader or the spokesperson of the World March for Peace and Nonviolence. It was his brainchild, his idea, and he's got all the rest of us moving around the planet to make that happen. So let me give you Rafael de la Rubia.
Martin Luther King hizo un gran aporte a los Estados Unidos y a la humanidad.
Martin Luther King made a great contribution to the United States and to humanity.
Sus actos trascendieron más allá de su muerte.
His acts transcended even further than his death.
Eso ocurre con las acciones válidas.
This happens with valid actions.
Las acciones con sentido trascienden y se perpetúan en el tiempo.
Actions with meaning transcend and go perpetuating throughout time.
Todos recuerdan, aquí está escrito, I have a dream.
Everyone remembers the speech, I have a dream.
Pero creo que aquello fue algo más que un sueño.
But I know that that was something more than a dream.
No fue solo un sueño lo que a Martin Luther King le movilizó.
It was not only a dream that which Martin Luther King mobilized.
Fue un sueño que conectaba con una gran aspiración a superar la gran discriminación que había.
It was a dream that connected with a great aspiration of overcoming a great discrimination.
Martin Luther King está caminando también en esta marcha.
Martin Luther King is also walking in this march.
Él y todos los que vienen trabajando en la historia.
He and all those that go working throughout history.
Nos sentimos muy acompañados con sus acciones.
We feel ourselves accompanied by his actions.
Esta marcha mundial es una continuación de todas aquellas intenciones.
This world march is a continuation of those intentions.
Esta marcha mundial pretende aunar los esfuerzos de los que hoy están trabajando.
This march intends to amplify the forces of those that today are working to open the future.
Gracias.
Thank you.
Okay, we are going to wrap this up with one more very important, significant speaker who is with us today, Tomas Hirsch.
As the spokesperson of New Humanism in Latin America, standing here at the same place where Martin Luther King had that great dream, I declare that we all are fully inspired by his dream. His dream is a lighthouse that guides us towards a better future for all humankind. I commit myself, as everyone here, to dedicate our life to build a better world, a world that is already present in our dreams. Thank you.
Bueno.
Okay, I think this is a very inspirational moment, and I don't think we ought to miss the opportunity of taking a minute of silence
First of all, I would like to welcome all of the marchers to D.C. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday.
Microphone here.
As mayor of the District of Columbia, it gives me great pleasure to welcome the participants of the World March for Peace to our nation's capital. The march is a 99,000-mile journey around the world that consists of 350 cities and more than 100 countries to become involved in awakening a new consciousness of nonviolence. We are honored that you have chosen the Lincoln Memorial, where the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. gave one of his most powerful and inspiring speeches on nonviolence. On behalf of the residents of the District of Columbia, you have my best wishes for a memorable event. Adrian M. Fenty, Mayor, District of Columbia.
Yes.